go time, and it is going to determine the fate of this bankruptcy.
The $180 million bankruptcy case involving the Archdiocese of New Orleans will come down to a crucial vote in a matter of weeks. Good evening, I'm John Snell.
And I'm Liz Reyes. There are questions about who may actually be able to vote.
Ton Trong explains.
At the center of the Archdiocese of New Orleans bankruptcy case are more than 600 claims of clergy sex abuse. Richard Kuhn is among the survivors of alleged abuse who've sued the Archdiocese.
I was drugged and raped. It's not, and I was a child.
It took over 5 years for attorneys to reach a proposed deal. It includes a $180 million settlement to survivors, $60 million of which would come from payments from individual parishes. The rest would come through other avenues, such as the sale of Archdiocese properties. But the deal and the Archdiocese bankruptcy both hinge on a vote scheduled to start near the end of this month. 2/3 of the survivors must vote in favor of the plan. Otherwise, the case dies.
It's go time, and it is going to determine the fate of this bankruptcy. If the plan proponents, the Archdiocese, are unable to get 2/3 of the votes of the abuse survivors, then that's it.
Soren Gislason is an attorney representing 82 individual survivors who are not part of a separate group of survivors that negotiated the current deal. And there are several others like him. They have been at odds with the Survivors Committee, which did broker the deal. We spoke with the chair of that Survivors Committee back in May, who said survivors are still haunted by what was done to them.
If you could put yourself in the shoes of a victim, an abuse victim, a child abuse victim, it never ends.
While the judge in the case has restricted all attorneys from publicly discussing the support surrounding the deal, we sat down with Gislason to talk about the process ahead. Before the vote can even begin, Gislason says all sides must figure out who can actually vote. Because some abuse claims involved religious orders not under Archdiocese control, Gislason says those survivors may not get to vote.
Most obvious example is somebody was sexually assaulted as a child by a Jesuit priest or a Jesuit high school, which happened a lot. They should not have filed a claim to the Archdiocese bankruptcy because Jesuit does not fall under the umbrella of the Archdiocese.
Also at stake in the settlement is a set of reforms the Archdiocese of New Orleans plans to implement to better protect kids from sex abuse.
The Archdiocese has said, and represented in court papers, that it will not implement what it considers to be the gold standard to protect children on its own, but it must be part of a plan. And you can read into that what you will.
In previous court filings, Gislason has described the deal as, quote, dead on arrival, a description Richard Kuhn says is accurate.
I think the process is just really flawed, and you know, why are child rape cases being adjudicated in a bankruptcy court? It makes no sense.
And because of the judge's orders, attorneys for the Archdiocese and the Committee of Survivors can't make public comments on the proposed settlement at this time. The vote is set to start on August 29th.